Hello, this is Daily Recall for March 4th, 2026. I'm Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. Hope everybody's having a nice day. It was nice day today, warm. Spring is upon us. Spring of death, maybe. Hopefully not. So, the couple topics on my daily feed today that dominated my feed is Mark Carney. The reaction of Mark Carney. He was in India, now he's in Australia. So he went went to India and did some trade deals or agreements, but he also had to make sure he agreed to take a bunch of Indians, because every time a Western leader goes to India and does a trade deal, it's like India, that's their part of the deal, is we're going to send you 1 million of our people. So they did a bunch of focusing on bringing more Indian students to Canada, and that's causing a bit of an uproar, rightly so. I guess they're spending 100 million on scholarships for Indian students to go to Canadian. I don't know. It's basically they're doing all sorts of stuff to bring more Indian students to Canada, just like when we're saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't have so many Indian students here because, they're not coming here to be students. Like, that's the problem. People think, oh, you're being, discriminating against Indian. No, the point is when you go to somewhere to study, I guess it happens everywhere. They don't want to go back. Like, the idea is to study and go back, but make your country great. But so he did a bunch of deals to get Canadian exports to India, but in return you got to take 10 million Indians. And then everybody's talking about that Indian commissioner who said, oh, we need to bring 60 million Indians to Canada. I saw him say that last month, 2 months ago, almost, a little less than 2 months ago. And I'm surprised it took off. Maybe it's because Carney was in India and India was the topic. And then there's all this stuff about Indian government doing hits in Canada against their enemies that live here. And like, basically the Indians are bringing their whole feud and culture to Canada because they think, we're just a big empty country. They can outnumber us. I think that's how they think. They're like, they just look at Canada and they say it's empty. We can fill it. So, basically, we got tons more students. We're going to pay for them, for some of them. So basically, it was a declaration, like, we're a big family, Canada and India. Very friendly. But not only that, but we got the criminal element where they're doing their assassinations and political, all sorts of, like, I don't even want to begin to understand it. The point is that all that Indian stuff, like the Kalistani stuff, the Hindus, like they hate the Sikhs and who, I don't know. I don't care. Like, why are we even talking about it? That's the problem. So, Carney's India trip. I mean, I knew it was going to happen when he went to India. That happens to every leader who goes to India. Bring more back with you. 1.5 billion Indians. Okay, and then Iran. They're bombing the shit out of Iran. It's like apocalypse. That's pretty crazy stuff. Let's say Iran's your enemy. Okay, I get it. But it's still pretty barbaric, bombing the shit out of like the civilians as well, because you want them to surrender. You're basically, it's like a UFC fight, and you're hitting the guy senseless until he taps out. So it's kind of, that's the Iran war. We'll talk about that. I lost my video here. We'll go quick. All right. Canada first. So, lots of bad news for Canada. I don't know what's going on. I blame this. There we go. Lots of bad news. Carney announced, this is from Carney's trip to India. Carney announced $100 million in new scholarships for Indian international students. Yet over the past 10 years, Canada went from 32,000 Indian international students to 400,000. So yeah, why are we paying to bring more here? That doesn't make sense. According to the Abacus data survey, 92% of international students are open to staying permanently. Open. While we have the worst food inflation in the G7, and 1 out of 4 Canadians struggle to afford food, the Liberals want to spend $100 million of your money to bring in more Indians to study, work, and become permanent residents. If you've never heard of the Century Initiative, better wake up. Yeah, it's like, we probably should be paying for Canadian students. I spent 10 years paying my student loans. I didn't realize they were that high, to be honest. But I paid the damn things, and they charged me a lot of interest. It pissed me off a little that felt a little excessive interest to go to school. Anyway, I'm not saying they should have paid my student loan, but they shouldn't be throwing money out to Indian students. But it's the whole general idea that he's just making it easier to bring more here, because that's what they do. And we got bad news too. So here's this guy. Once they're here, they're hard to get rid of. This guy, he killed 16 people and they still haven't got rid of him. Foreigners should be on their best behavior. If they commit a crime, they must be deported. So this is Jaskirat Singh Sidhu, convicted truck driver of the humble Broncos tragedy. Yeah, like everybody's getting all weak-kneed and bleeding hearts, like John Manley wrote an op-ed in National Post saying, oh, we should let this guy stay and he's paid his debt to society. I'm like, whatever. So we can kill again? I mean, he killed 16 people from being reckless. Like, you were driving a machine of death. Like, a trailer is a truck trailer is a big responsibility. It's not a toy. I don't know how they do it over in India, but you have a responsibility when you're getting behind a big machine like that. And he didn't take that responsibility seriously, and that's what I say. They'd rather die than go back to India. Like, he has no shame. He killed all those people. I'd be like, yeah, get me out of here. But they just want to stay. Even this guy, he's still here. I can't believe it. So I'm pretty sure he's still in Canada. I'm sure we'll get the video of him boarding the plane. But John Manley's like, he kind of represents the elite, saying, peasants, he killed 16 of you peasants, but we don't want to offend our Indians by sending them home. I don't know what it is. There's just guys like John Manley who, will bend over backwards to give the country away. Like, that's what's destroyed Canada. Not just John Manley, but guys like him. Here's Dominion Society. I didn't see this video. Let me see it. Basically, India is the thing. Like, it's kind of caught on. Like, I thought I was the only one who talked about it. And the only reason I talk about it is because it's the numbers. Numbers don't lie. And it's not just the numbers, but it's the political aspect, like the terrorists, the criminal gangs, the government interference, foreign interference. It's just all that, like, and I'm not the only one apparently, because it's been in quite the focus, and I hope it stays as the focus of for Canadian politics. But I always say we need to ban immigration from India because there's too many problems. You have the criminal aspects, you have the social aspects, the cultural aspects, and the numbers aspects. Like there's 1.5 billion of them, and they all want to get the hell out of India. So, the issue is hopefully not going away, but they're trying to make it like it's a done deal, right? Like, stop complaining. I'm not going to stop complaining. I like complaining. Let's see what this says.
The greatest, most enduring. We are one family.
Yeah, he keeps saying this. He said in India, we're all a big family.
The strengths between Canada and India are the families who call our nations home. Nearly 2 million Canadians trace their roots to India, including leaders in business, science, culture, and government.
They all hate each other.
Travel between our countries every year to visit friends and family. 400.
I bet you the Indians in India hate each other more than any Canadians hate Indians. I bet you they hate each other, and they're bringing it here. Look at them.
400,000 talented Indians study in Canada. That is twice the number in the United States. It is 4 times the number in the United Kingdom. These students, these connections, deepen our ties.
You're a country of, you're the second largest country in the world with a 40 million population. I mean, you need at least about 100 million population.
We can send you those 60 million.
People to man many of your resources. We have the capacity.
We have the people.
We have the talent. We have the resources.
But yeah, it's like they're making us inevitable. Like, oh, just stop complaining. It's a done deal. We're all big family. Maybe it is. I don't know. I saw the Indian guy get beat up by the lady boy, though, so I'm not as worried. All right. Here's Randy Hillier. This is funny. Mark Carney, he sent a statement about when the Iran hostilities started, and he basically supported it, saying, "Oh yeah, we support their efforts to, I don't know, make sure this regime doesn't have a nuclear weapon." So anyway, he's done a total 180 since he went to Australia. I don't know what happened to him. And he's basically saying it's all sorts of bad stuff, what Trump's doing in Iran. So it's not really, I'm kind of just confused. Like, did he feel like, oh, maybe Trump was going to do a quick knockout and he wanted to get behind it, and now he thinks it's going sour? Or is he just indecisive? Like, he voted for it before he voted against it. So Randy Hillier, elder statesman, says, amazing, 4 days ago, Canada's PM Mark Carney announced support for unprovoked Israel-American attacks on Iran. Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre held his water during the announcement. Today, the same war is illegal, according to Mark Carney. Will Pierre continue holding Carney's water? No, Pierre is a total Zionist, so he's going to, just like Harper, so he's going to be, whatever Carney does, Pierre will still support the U.S. on this, I believe. So let's listen. Well, let's listen. This is what Harrison Faulkner says. PM Mark Carney says the U.S.-Israel war against Iran is a failure of the international order. Current conflict is another example of the failure of the international order. He really wants a new world order. The current conflict is another example of the failure of the international order. The United States and Israel have acted without engaging the United Nations or consulting allies, including Canada. So in like diplomatic talk, that's pretty harsh. He's criticizing Trump, so things must not be going good behind the scenes if he's doing this total 180. And like these government guys, they all have a little more access than we do. So maybe he saw what something he didn't like. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. That's all. Either you're going to support it or you're not going to support it. And it's a lot of wavering going on. It's weird. A lot of pressure behind the scenes. And then you saw the Spain prime minister has a good heated battle going with Trump now, because he's the Spain guy's like, we're not letting you use our bases. So yeah, let's watch Carney actually in his own words here.
Prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon and to prevent its regime from further threatening international peace.
Hold on, let's see this.
We support efforts to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon and to prevent its regime from further threatening international peace and security. Because Canada is taking the world as it is, not passively waiting for a world we wish to be. We do, however, take this position with regret because the current conflict is another example of the failure of the international order. Despite decades of UN Security Council resolutions, the tireless work of the International Atomic Energy Agency, and the succession of sanctions and diplomatic frameworks, Iran's nuclear threat remains. And now, the United States and Israel have acted without engaging the United Nations or consulting allies, including Canada. So where to from here? With a rapidly spreading conflict and growing threats to civilian life. Canada reaffirms that international law binds all belligerents. We condemn the strikes carried out by Iran on civilians and civilian infrastructure across the Middle East. And we implore all parties, including the United States and Israel, to respect the rules of international engagement. Canada calls for a rapid de-escalation of hostilities and is prepared to assist in achieving this goal.
Israel is losing this war.
To be honest, he sounds a little scared. His voice is a little shaky. I don't know. It's weird that he changed. I think maybe they have some background and think they don't want to be anywhere near this. Maybe lukewarm support is, they don't want to be seen as nowhere near. I don't know. Conspiracy theory here. So that's a 180. Okay. Let's see, next one here. Here's Carney again, investing $100 million in scholarships for Indian students, including 200 fully funded U of T spots and 300 plus research positions. So yeah, like I said, making it easier for more Indian students, but there's a big issue too of fraud in the Indian system, and this is the highest levels of university. Like, I don't know. I thought we had students of our own. I didn't think we had to go to India to get them. All right, and then there's this guy again, the truck driver. This is the. What article is this? The one from John Manley. Anyway, I think that's the article that was in the National Post, the op-ed from Manley, let Humboldt driver stay in Canada. John Manley and Jamie Bailey, right? I don't know who that guy is, but John Manley, former cabinet minister in the Chrétien Liberal government. They want him to stay so he can kill again. I guess he had a bunch of violations before the crash too. So if someone yanked his license, they would have been alive, but nobody held accountable. This post is getting a lot of response. I'm getting attacked a little bit. I guess it's Holi, whatever the hell this is. Today, communities in Canada and around the world will celebrate Holi, the Festival of Colors. Prime Minister Carney extends his best wishes to all those celebrating. So yeah, it's an Indian holiday. It's Canada, not India. And why, if you're an Indian and you live in Canada and you want to celebrate Holi, go for it. But I'm not really criticizing the Indians. I'm criticizing the Canadian government for basically pandering to Indian voters by, recognizing all these dumb, like, millions of holidays here from different countries. And, we talked about the Indian religion stuff, throwing stuff in the river to their gods and destroying the river, basically. You saw in India, the rivers. So, yeah, we're going to celebrate Holi now. I don't even know what Holi is. Festival of Colors. Yada, yada. Okay. So, yeah. I got a lot of response to this. This is Canada, not India. The usual response. But the point is it's not just this, it's everything. Like, you're getting flooded with Indians. You get the government catering to them, bringing more through all these new programs. Then even in Ontario public schools, Christmas was pretty well canceled this year. Like, it was winter holiday and stuff. So, yeah, it's not just complaining. This is a systematic kind of thing across all the mediums. So, yeah. I could read the comments, but they're all the same. They just say, a lot of them say, get used to it. This is already happening. That's all. They want you to feel like, okay, this 100 million Century Initiative Calgary plan it's inevitable. You just accept it. That's the thing they're trying to push. I don't think that's true. So it's Holi, I guess. It was just Diwali, wasn't it? I wonder if Diwali and Holi are related. I don't care, actually. I think it's Easter. I consider it Easter. Easter's coming. Easter weekend. And here's another bit of depressing news. Government report predicts all of Canada's population growth will come from immigration by 2032. Still don't think we are being replaced. I said I'd rather have the Canadian population drop by 10 million than be surrounded by Indians. And I don't mean that bad. I'm just saying we'll literally be outnumbered. Like, really outnumbered. So yeah, I'd rather, I don't know what this obsession with population growth is. Like, we have to have this massive population. I mean, obviously we need a growth rate, but sometimes you're going to have ebbs and flows. Flooding the country with foreign cultures and people isn't exactly the solution I was thinking of. Like, I was thinking of encouraging more people to have kids, stop promoting mass abortion, culture. It's a culture. But yeah, let's just and they said the other day how Canada didn't gain any people this year. But I said it's because all the old people died, and then all these young third worlders come in. So yeah, the population stayed the same, but the demographics changed. And now it's going to change even more, but it's kind of depressing. Hopefully the young people will do something about it. I can't do anything. It's up to the younger generation. All right, so that's the Canada thing. All India again. But India, instead of crime, it's at the political level. Like, we're basically becoming India. And you better get with the program. All right. I like this one guy who's like, I'd rather salt the earth than let in 100 million or 60 million. It was funny. Let me read this. I'm probably going to get totally... Yeah, all the Indians are like, too bad, it's already Indian. Get used to it. Anyway, lots of comments too. All I said is this is Canada, not India. I don't think that's very complicated. Is it? I don't think it is. All right, let's go to Iran now. The Iran thing. We went from Canada, and this is serious, this Canada thing. Like, what they're doing against people's wishes is just as dangerous as more dangerous than anything Iran's ever done to Canada or any Western country, really. This is way more serious. All right, let's go to Iran anyway. So it's the 5th day of the Iran war, and the U.S. is like, in Israel, are very intensifying the bombing. It's starting to look like Gaza. It's starting to look like Tehran's starting to look like Gaza. Some crazy footage today. And the way the U.S. officials are talking, they're like psychotic. Even the Bush in Iraq, 2003, when they invaded Iraq, the Bush White House didn't talk like this. Like, they weren't kumbaya, but they weren't talking like, oh, we're going to bomb every Iranian and death and destruction on them. And like, it's pretty barbaric. It's weird. I know it's all mind game stuff, but it's... So let's look through it. 5th day, bombing the shit out of Iran. Bomb. There's the rumor that this Kurdish force is gonna fight, invade at the west of the country from Iraq. And then Hegseth, the Secretary of War, said the fighting could last up to 8 weeks. Then before they were saying a few days, then they were saying, 3 or 4 weeks. Now it's like up to 8 weeks. And now they're talking about boots on the ground, and Israel is invading southern Lebanon, and holy shit, what the hell's next? It's getting a little out of control, because that's what wars do. They get out of control very quick. It's like a matchbox has been lit. All right, let's go down. Glenn Deason. The U.S. and Israel are bombing hospitals, schools, residential buildings, and Mehrabad International Airport in Tehran. Having failed to regime change Iran, the new objective appears to be terror bombing Iran into submission. Terror bombing, that's what it looks like. And I'm not like trying to take sides. I'm trying to be as objective as I can. And bombing the shit out of a city of 9 million, it reminds me of Baghdad. I remember as a university student watching that. And this, I think Tehran's bigger than Baghdad. So it's just horrible. It's crazy how, and they think it's, the Americans think it's like not all Americans. I mean, the ones on Fox News, they're like almost gleeful about it, like it's demonic. Okay, so here's a headline here. Tehran, an apocalypse of hospitals in flames and children buried beneath rubble. Yeah, it sounds like Gaza. Sounds like Iraq. There's Donald Trump. I lied right to your stupid fucking faces. He did lie. Totally lie. Like, basically the biggest thing people wanted him elected for was like not start World War III. And within a year, here we are. Not too much to ask. This is another issue that's going to rock Europe and Canada, is the refugee crisis. Because, nobody wants to live in death, where death and destruction is being rained down on you. Nobody. Like, I get that. That's for sure. So but then we're going to get all these millions of refugees. Like Syria, we got 6 million throughout Europe and Canada and whatever. This one will get like 25 million because it's like 4 times the size. And if it spills over to like other countries, it could be, well, it'll be, even if it's 10 million, it'll be horrible. So here's a mass displacement of people is required for the Calgary plan to succeed. If you're cheering this on, then you're an idiot hell-bent on destroying the country. This is what supporting endless wars in the Middle East gets you. It's all by design. In order to demographically replace native Europeans in their home countries, first you have to displace millions of people in far-off lands via wars for freedom and democracy. So yeah, where do you think all these refugees are coming from? As a result of these, like, I remember they took out Gaddafi. Gaddafi kept the Africans from crossing over through Libya into Europe, and then they killed Gaddafi. And it's like, all you read about is a steady stream, Spain, Italy, via Libya, getting inundated with migrants. So why would you kill Gaddafi? It makes no sense. Why would you take out Syria and create 6 million refugees? Well, I wonder why. Because Israel didn't want them as any coherent state. And now Iran is the big one. They destroyed Iraq. It's in pieces. Libya's in pieces. Syria's in pieces. Iraq, Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, not that anybody cares about Afghanistan, but now they want to do it to Iran. All right. There's only one country that these wars benefit, and it's not in Europe or North America. So yeah, there's this Telegraph article. Britain braces for surge in Iranian asylum seekers. So yeah, if it gets bad, we're talking millions of people. All right, more land for Israel, I guess. The true allegiance of self-proclaimed patriots comes to the fore when they cheerlead wars that benefit one particular country at the expense of their own. That's the thing going on in the States is, you know, who's this war benefiting? Is it benefiting the U.S.? I guess that's a debate that they're having in the States, but kind of hard. Why the fuck does Europe want these people again? For what? What's that? Oh no, sorry. That's what I meant to do. Okay. Here's some video. U.S. is giving Tehran the Gaza treatment. Only a few days ago, the U.S. political media establishment was shedding crocodile tears over Iranian protesters. Yeah, now they're bombing the Iranian protesters. Unless the Iranian protesters got out. Maybe, I don't know. The point is, yeah, they were literally, all those Iranians waving, doing the rallies in Toronto and LA, and they're like, please, Donald, please do something. And this is what Donald does to them. I wonder what they're not very vocal right now. Those expats, they should go fight. Now's the time. You won't have the better air cover than you do now. But they would rather just hold rallies in downtown Toronto. All right, look at this though. Let's look at this. Like, this is a city of 9 million people. If you don't like the government of Iran, I guess that's fine. Yes. I hate my government. I hate all the governments. I hate Iranian government, whatever. But there's a city of 9 million there, and you're bombing the shit out of it. And they said they're going to keep bombing that, like flatten it, till they get like a surrender, total surrender. But this is not, I don't think this is what the Americans would be proud of, like the average American. Let's look at this. What?
از اینجا میاد اینجا.
Look at that.
Do you have any idea how much more damage?
All right, so that's just some, and it looks like that's another thing is you don't know if it's AI or not. Like a lot of AI. I mean, most people, a young person, like not some old person who doesn't know how to use the internet, but most people can tell the AI, but it's starting to fool more and more people. But I'm pretty sure this is real. This is real. But it looks like something out of a movie. Isn't that crazy? It's insane. And the Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War for the U.S., he's acting like a psychotic. He had a drinking problem. I don't think he's drunk now, but he's acting like a crazy man. Maybe that's what, like when you're bombing the shit out of people, you get your blood going, you know, like Game of Thrones shit. We will erase their house. So we'll keep looking here. This is Netanyahu's son in Miami. Netanyahu, who's this guy, he never seen a war he doesn't like, never seen a bomb he didn't want to drop on somebody. This is his son in Miami. This is the Sons of Americans. 6 people so far. Who knows how many more? Who knows how bad it'll get? Who knows? Maybe it'll stop. Maybe Trump will pull it off. I don't know. This is day 5. And they're bombing the shit out of Tehran. Maybe do boots on the ground, maybe. So here's Pete Hegseth. He sounds like a total deranged, warmongering lunatic. And I think he's, you know, it's not a good look. Each day this goes on, he sounds crazier and crazier. I mean, I get it. Maybe he's under a lot of pressure. I get it. Let's listen to him. But this is what he's like saying. Flying over to... He's basically saying how the U.S. owns the sky over Tehran. Iranians looking up only see U.S.-Israeli air power. Death and destruction from the sky all day long. This is how Nazis talk. He is telling you the objective is death. Believe him. So yeah, he's a little crazy today. I don't know. He looks all pumped up. Let's listen to him.
Looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the IRGC, Iranian leaders, looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power every minute of every day until we decide it's over. And Iran will be able to do nothing about it. B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets. Death and destruction from the sky.
Death.
All day long. We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours.
So anyway,
Iran is going to hit us back.
That's
Iran is going to.
That's the Secretary of War, and I get it. Like, you have to be tough. It is war. I get it. I mean, even though you started it, but you're still bombing people, like kids and civilians. Like, you're literally vaporizing parts of, and you say you're just beginning. So it's like, I don't know. It just seems demonic to say, to talk like this, because you're not just bombing the bombs can't tell who they're bombing. Like, they're gonna blow apart whoever. So it's just kind of sadistic. So that's my impression. A lot of people feel the same way. I'm not saying he has to sing Kumbaya and like, I'm gonna be nice about it, but it's a little barbaric almost. Here's Randy Hillier. This illustrates why sane people are reluctant, hesitant, and even fearful of being liberated by America. Apocalyptic scenes in Tehran. Non-stop U.S.-Israeli airstrikes. They're trying to do like Gaza, like destroy it. One section at a time. until they like basically give up. But like, what's giving up? Who's gonna give up? It's crazy. And here's a little more response. Demonic. Here's Ben Swan. Incredible scenes out of Tehran, March 4th. The U.S. began dropping 2,000-pound bombs on the densely populated city of 9 million people. I guess we're not trying to free Iranians anymore. Also, the administration, we're trying to bomb them. Also, the administration still says this is not a war. It looks like a war to me. Yeah, look at all these. You know how many millions of refugees are going to come to? Oh my God. Canada had like 50,000 from Syria. So times that by 4, that's 250,000. But obviously, death and destruction's worse. Look at that. And they say they're just beginning. They say they're going to bomb the shit out of them. Here's more video at night. Wave of massive strikes hits Iran capital, Tehran. I don't know. How come Russia didn't bomb the shit out of Kiev? They did hit it a bit, but not like this. So it's kind of bloodthirsty almost. Bloodthirsty. Here's Health Ranger. So wait, now it's 8 weeks. And then it'll be 16 and then Vietnam 2.0. He's talking about Pete Hegseth saying this thing might go up to 8 weeks. I like how they put time limits on it. It's like, man, it's war, man. Who would put like a time on war? Like, because then you look bad when it always gets extended too. It's weird. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says it could be 8 weeks before the U.S. and Israel have completed their Iran war operation. This is after we were told it would be only a few days. Hegseth sounds like he's reading Dr. Seuss book, Flying. Pistol Pete. Let's see what he says here.
We'll be able to do nothing about it. In a few days, in under a week, the two most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace. I hope all the folks watching understand what uncontested airspace and complete control means. It means we will fly all day, all night, day and night, finding, fixing, and finishing the missiles and defense industrial base of the Iranian military, finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders, flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the IRGC, Iranian leaders looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power every minute of every day until we decide it's over. And Iran will be able to do nothing about it. B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets. Death and destruction from the sky all day long. We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours.
Oh shit, I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
Today, Tehran
So,
woke to terrifying
yeah, he sounds like...
that engulf the night sky in flames. By day, the capital's Revolutionary Square battered, many buildings broken, and structures shattered as rescue workers
Looks like Gaza.
for the dead. Monira Tehrani cannot believe what she's seen.
I hope this ends sooner, and so many people won't be killed anymore.
We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be.
In Washington, Pentagon leaders said U.S. strikes had so far focused on Iran's ballistic missile infrastructure and drones in Iran's west and northwest. And U.S. strikes will soon spread deeper into Iran now that the U.S. has more control over Iran's skies.
We will now begin to expand inland, striking progressively deeper into Iranian territory.
And the U.S. expanded the war zone today with an event not seen in more than 80 years. A submarine's torpedo sunk the Iranian warship Iris Dena off the coast of Sri Lanka. The ship was returning home from an exercise hosted by India. Sri Lankan authorities rescued 32 sailors and recovered nearly 100 bodies, with dozens still missing. In total, the U.S. says it has sunk 20 Iranian ships. And today, Israel said it continues to attack Iran's military, including internal security services and leadership. In southern Iran, the war has trapped civilians. At this hospital, the Iranian Red Crescent showed a neonatal
Looks
ward
like Gaza, too.
was damaged. Medical staff evacuated premature babies. Outside Tehran University, Iranians remembered assassinated Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and the blood-stained belongings of more than 100 killed schoolgirls, an attack that the U.S. says it is still investigating.
And that's another thing, just like Gaza, killing schoolgirls.
One leader is absent.
A lot of similarities.
And Iran's resistance has included firing more than 2,500 missiles and drones, although the U.S. today said these missile launches have recently reduced by 23%. Today, for the first time, one targeted NATO. Turkey said air defense shot down an Iranian missile in the country's south. Many of Iran's targets are Arab Gulf energy facilities, including this Emirati oil industry zone, today covered in flames and thick smoke. Iran's president wrote directly to Arab governments today, saying, quote, "The American Zionist military attack has left us no choice but to defend ourselves. We respect your sovereignty and still believe that the region..."
So that's basically the situation. Bombing the shit out of whatever they see over there and see where it goes. I feel bad for the people, you know, the ordinary Iranians that you were supposed to save, or you're said you cared so much about, but obviously that excuse has been forgotten. I like this one. We've reached the American Psycho stage of empire.
Flying over Tehran.
He's getting a lot of comments about his he reminds me of like it's like the Empire, like from Star Wars, bombing the planet, like with a Star Destroyer, like, and just the way he's talking kind of reminds me of that. Okay, I like this comment. A lot of reaction to this video, a very visceral video of Tehran getting, like they said they're going to wipe it out, basically. So, city of 9 million, if they turn it into Gaza, like the way they turned Gaza into rubble, it'll be insane. It'll be insane. And that'll mean millions and millions of refugees. A bunch to Canada. So here's this. Regime change didn't pan out, so just do the Gaza thing again. Yes, because let's not forget, it's not just the U.S. bombing, it's Israel's bombing. Two different countries. And Pentagon is preparing to ask Congress for $50 billion in emergency funding for Israel's defense. Yes, what's another $50 billion? It'll be more than 50 billion. It'll be trillions. Someone's going to make that money. The trillions of war money. So, that's it for today. Just lots of bombs in Iran. Lots of bombs. Next broadcast, March 5th. Day 6 will be day 6 of the Iran war. And we'll see what new developments happen. So until then, till tomorrow, have a nice night.